Hey, what's going on, folks? We're mere 5 days away from Wrestlemania. Raw was last night. It's the last Raw before it was the go home show. Um, I'm not gonna go into specific detail on this, but the build up was they did good build up. They had a couple of squash matches, not to have all the main talent involved. The only specific talent that was involved in this Raw was a Team Johnny, Team Teddy thing. But they showed the video package of Triple H and Taker for Hell in a Cell, and Rock and Cena had their war words continue, and Punk snapped, and basically Jericho telling Punk that he was a bastard child, and Punk just snapped. Christian's out of WrestleMania, replaced with Drew McIntyre, and Booker T is the last remaining member of Team Teddy. I'll give you my predictions later on in this video. But Rock and Cena, their conversation was the same argument they've been giving each other for the last year. I've been here, you haven't. I'm the longest. I've been working longer in WWE than you have. I have to win this match. Basically, it's what you haven't heard already. I have to win this match. Rock saying, "I just don't like you." I helped build this house that that you're standing in. Rock saying after WrestleMania, Cena saying after WrestleMania, Rock is gonna go to G.I. Joe, and and after WrestleMania, his job still stays the same. It's the same argument, back and forth, but it got a little more heated, a little more emotional. Rock is saying "I" instead of referring to himself. He said, "I have to beat you, and personally, I just don't like you." So it got there, The show ended. Well, I thought the show was going to end with some physicality. It didn't, and this was my main subject on the video. No physicality. There's been no physicality between Cena and The Rock since Survivor Series, when Rock bottomed Cena at the end of that tag match. There's been no physicality since November between Rock and Cena. Okay? Then you have Triple H and Taker, which has had no physicality since last year's WrestleMania. They haven't even, the most physicality they had was a pat on the shoulder. Jericho and Punk as well, yes, they've had matches, tag matches. But between each other, like one-on-one, no physicality during those feuds. There have been no physicality, and that's what makes a wrestling match, people. That's what makes matches. That's what makes huge matches for huge pay-per-views, especially WrestleMania. Specifically WrestleMania. No physicality whatsoever. There's been no physicality. Those three highlighted matches have had no physicality. And it's going to make for a great standard when it comes to the matches that they're going to have. They're going to have great matches. All three of those matches are going to be great, due to the fact that they have not touched each other. Especially Rock and Cena. Throughout their war of words, throughout Rock dissing Cena's mom, and Cena pointing out Rock's notes on his wrist. The fact that you're not going to see him have any type of physical altercation until Sunday makes it a better match and makes the storyline even better. It it's beyond me that some matches could go that route. You know, like Triple H Undertaker last year, they had no physicality until they had their match, which made it better, which made the quality of the match better. You know, because they went all out in that match, just like they're gonna go all out on Sunday in Hell in a Cell. I still iffy on the blood factor of the match, but we'll see. But like I said, you know, those particular 3 matches have not had any physical altercation, you know. And even Big Show and Cody. Yeah, Cody's attacked the Big Show, but have you seen Big Show even put his hands on Cody yet? I don't think you had in a moment that Big Show has put his hands on Cody. Big Show hasn't put his hands on Cody. And basically that's what's working right now, because Cody keeps pushing Show's buttons and keeps pushing Show's buttons, and Show wants to tear him apart, and Sunday will be the day that Show will tear him apart. You know, no physicality is what was based on as far as pro wrestling goes. You know, like, let me give you an example for all you old wrestling fans out there. Flair and Dusty. Rhodes was out for a couple of months with a broken ankle. 4 Horsemen broke Dusty Rhodes' ankle. And then Dusty Rhodes came back. He went after every member of the 4 Horsemen, but didn't touch Ric Flair until they had their match in that steel cage. No physicality. And you just wanted those two to get at each other. You just wanted those two to get at each other. You know? The opposite of that is Rock and Austin. Rock and Austin, it didn't matter if it was no physicality or physicality. Fans wanted Austin and Rock to get at each other. And that, you know, the go-home SmackDown before WrestleMania 17 was the best go-home SmackDown for WrestleMania ever. Because they talked to each other. They had toasts. Not to mention the Raw prior to that. The Rock stunned Austin. That was one of the best go home Raws before WrestleMania I've seen. And then the SmackDown after that was one of the best SmackDown go homes I've seen, because you were just waiting for them just get at each other. And those weeks prior to that, they didn't touch each other. They did not touch each other, and they just beat each other down, you know, and that's what led on to that tremendous match that they had at WrestleMania 17 days before that. And you're gonna see that Sunday. Rock and Cena, no physicality. They're gonna get it on Sunday. They're gonna beat each other senseless. There's gonna be a winner, and there's gonna be a loser. Triple H, Undertaker. There's been no physicality from that year because the Undertaker's been out most of that year. But would you want that physicality between them right now? No, you want to wait till it's Sunday. And now with the Shawn Michaels factor, it's so in a fever pitch right now. And Punk and Jericho, they're gonna steal the show. They're just gonna steal the show. That's all I gotta say. That's this WrestleMania was so well built. You know, some matches more than others. You know, I still wished for a Beth Karma Divas title match. You know, but this tag match is the piss break. You know, and I'm really anxious to see Team Johnny and Team Teddy. It's going to be a great match. Um, Run through my predictions right quick. Okay, Team Johnny, Team Teddy. I thought that Team Johnny was going to win because there was going to be that clause that if Christian, like that Team Johnny won the match and Christian was in it, he was guaranteed another title shot. But now with Christian being out, Drew McIntyre's in, but I still think overall, I think Teddy's gonna be done as GM, and Johnny's probably gonna run both shows. So I'm gonna say Team Johnny for that one. Divas match, I'm just gonna say. I'm just gonna throw it out there. Probably Kelly and Maria Menounos. Just throw that there. Show and Cody, I'm going for Show. Because, like I said, Show hasn't put his hands on Cody, but Cody has. And when Show puts his hands on Cody, it's over. Show will be the new IC champion. And if Show does win the IC title, he'll be one of those superstars that's held every single title. He'll be the only active WWE superstar today to hold every single title, except for the women's title, Divas title, But he'll be the only active wrestler today to hold every title. Triple H. I mean, but how many times have you seen Triple H wrestle compared to Big Show? So as far as active goes, Big Show. More matches I'm missing. There's probably going to be a dark match in there. Brodus Clay is going to be thrown in somehow, some way. What other matches am I missing? I'm probably missing some matches. Kane Orton. But I say Orton, but I think they're going to have Kane win and let this feud drag on for like probably another month, probably through Extreme Rules. So I'm probably saying Kane. Kane's gonna win since Orton won last year against CM Punk. I'll say Kane wins that match. Well, there isn't a lot of matches, is there? Punk Jericho. Oh, Daniel Bryan and Sheamus. You could say they've had physicality, but not too much. So, I can say that. Bryan and Sheamus, I would probably say Bryan and have this feud drag on, because Bryan is just building this heel character so well, and having AJ in the way is so well. But I don't know. I think this will open the night. I think Sheamus and Bryan will open WrestleMania, just like Del Rio and Edge opened last year. They're gonna open it with a world title match, and that's probably gonna be Sheamus and Bryan. They're gonna open WrestleMania. I'm saying, you know what? No. A winner of the Royal Rumble hasn't won in years. I'm going for Sheamus. What the hell? This rivalry is going to drag on anyway, so might as well. Sheamus to win. Jericho Punk, WWE title. Punk is going to win this. There's so much hatred between these two right now. I figure these rivalries after WrestleMania are going to drag probably another month. So I say Punk is going to win. Jericho will probably ask for a rematch. They'll have it Extreme Rules, maybe a ladder match, which would be good. Jericho and Punk in a ladder match at Extreme Rules. Yeah. We'll see about that. Taker Triple H, Hell in a Cell. I expect this match to go 40. I'm going to expect this match to go 40 minutes along there. And false finishes galore, tombstones, pedigrees, a sweet chin music here and there. But in the end, Undertaker's winning. Blood or no blood, chaos amongst everything. Undertaker will win. And the main event. Cena Rock. Number one, you can't have Rock lose in his hometown. Number two, the way, I don't know if you saw this the documentary, which put more hype into that, and the way that the documentary had Cena portrayed as the one that's doing the humanitarian stuff, doing everything, while you see The Rock just going to movie premieres and interviews, and documentary had you pro Cena at the end. If you didn't respect Cena before that documentary, you respect Cena after that documentary. Period. Bar none. I respect Cena a little bit more after that. After that documentary. But Rock's got to win. You can't have The Rock come back for one match and one WrestleMania in his hometown and simply have Cena go over. I don't know. I don't know if it's good for business or it's bad. It's just, I don't know how you say it. I don't know how you could have Cena win in Rock's hometown. Unless Rock does some stuff does some heelish tactics. But I think Cena would do some heelish tactics too to get the win. This match will go 30. So, we'll see. I guess that's it. I don't know if I'm missing any more matches. I think those were all the matches. So, 4 hours. 4 hours. That'll be the show. I'll be in Miami in about 48 hours from this time. So, 48 hours, I'll be in Miami, and I'll be there from Thursday all the way to next Tuesday, and I'll be there for WrestleMania. Probably, I don't know if I'll make a trip to Access or not. I don't know. We'll see. But that's it. I'll see y'all soon. Peace.